Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Tyler from the Keep Pounding podcast, and today I want to be able to do a live reaction with the Panthers Blueprint episode 1. I think they do 3 episodes, if I'm not mistaken, but I have not seen it. Been busy the last couple of days. I have been away from Twitter and kind of what's going on recently. So just been really busy. Day today. It was my daughter's birthday. She turned 5, so just spent the day with her. And then yesterday was her party with family and friends. So just been a really busy day the last couple of days, and I am tired. So I'm gonna react to this. It's not gonna be the longest live stream in the world that we've done, but I do want to look at the Panthers Blueprint. I always feel like they do a really good job with Blueprint. I feel like they a lot better than they do with their scheduled release. But Blueprint, it's always been really good in depth, really good storyline. They do a great job with it. But well, the one thing I did watch, not all of it, but the Panthers they did a good job of, like, giving out a preview of this episode coming out, and pretty much it was everybody in the draft room. And I guess LA Rams were looking to trade from pick 26. I believe it was pick 26 before they traded back with the Falcons, but they were looking to trade up from 26 to 8. And according to what I was reading, Dan Morgan was looking for a haul. I don't know what that haul would be. Going from 26 to 8 is a huge jump. So what would you really want? Like, what's worth it for you to feel good about going from 8 to 26? Because they clearly wanted T-Mac. It was very clear they wanted T-Mac, and almost like that they really didn't want to trade back, but pretty much Dan Morgan, it seemed like, and hopefully in this episode will talk about or show us parts of that today. They should. But Dan Morgan, I like that even though they have a plan and, okay, this is what we want to do, something unexpected comes up and you have an offer that you can't refuse. What's your plan after that? So I really am looking forward to this episode, but I just like how, he isn't narrow-minded, like, okay, this is our plan, we're going to do this. Depending on what's thrown at you, depending on what happens in the draft, who's willing to give up what, that can throw off your plan initially. So I'm going to do a live reaction. I'm going to stop in between here and there and get my thoughts on it. So if you haven't seen it, I do apologize if I stop a little bit too much. We'll see. I don't know how often I'm going to stop, but I know I've been on YouTube and watched some live reaction videos where I'm like, oh, I wish they wouldn't pause them so much, but I want to be able to pause if I see something that I want to give my reaction to it. So we're going to share a screen here. And okay, cool. All right, so pull this up here. There we go. All right, so I'm going to stop in between here and there. Guys, feel free to, people that are watching in the chat, feel free to comment, leave your opinions or ask questions. I want to be able to engage with you guys. But I'm going to be, let's watch this and see what happens.
T-Mac, it's good to meet you, brother. Where are you from?
I'm from Hawaii, but I grew up in Orange County, California.
What area?
Costa Mesa area.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Costa Mesa.
Carson, so
That's I live literally 15 minutes from there.
Okay. Nice. There you go.
we want to hear about your football story, you becoming you early on through high school.
This is exactly what Dave Canales talked about, how they really want to hear their story. Not so, I mean, I'm sure they talk about X's and O's, but they're just trying to get to know a guy. So this is during the NFL Combine. They have a certain amount of meetings that they can do that are formal. This is a formal meeting. And so I like that he's asking him about a story here.
And your development that way, all the way through Arizona.
Yeah, went to Servite, not knowing anything about modern day
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young whooped our ass on ESPN. I mean, you got Bryce, so Bryce a Cali kid too. You know, hopefully, instead of him whooping my ass, I can be on this team this time.
New place, new quarterback. What are some things that you guys did that you want to bring to the next
I'm
level?
looking forward to this.
Sure, I would just say building a relationship with not only the quarterback but the other receivers. See what their thought process is. See what the quarterback's thought process is. What he's thinking.
That's what Cam Newton talked about. Him and talking about T-Mac and Adam Thielen, how important it is that you have good veteran leadership and taking that in to help you develop.
He would rather have me do. I mean, at the end of the day, the quarterback's right, so it's my job to make him right.
I always do such a good job. Love the visuals on this. They did such a good job. Panthers team here.
Whether you buy my product or not, I don't really care.
I don't have YouTube
but you're going to
Premium,
start
so
seeing
sorry.
Ketone IQ everywhere. So I want you to at least.
All right.
Good? Yep, good.
All right, so we're at the combine.
Here we go. We're back. You're up. Oh, I know.
If you could introduce your name and your title.
Brant Tillis, Executive Vice President of Football Operations.
Dan's going through the gauntlet.
Love the combo with Brant and NFL and Dan Morgan.
Combine right now, joined by Carolina Panthers General Manager Dan Morgan in the house. Dan,
Thanks
how
for
you
having
doing,
me.
man?
Doing great. Doing great.
Great to see, man.
Chicago
The
Bears
biggest
GM.
challenge that we have, first and foremost, is to find our best and to find a way to win this division so we can set ourselves up for a run.
A lot of work is ahead for you this week, but I hope at very least you have some fun.
I think it's really the initial time that you really get to sit down for the first time with some of the guys that you watched throughout the fall.
Dan Morgan, the GM, in his first draft was aggressive.
You know, you never want to just draft bodies. You know, you always want to draft the best available player.
I like to add the audio of a podcaster. Is it ESPN 99.9, The Fan? That was one of the podcasters. So I wonder if they're going to add some more podcasters to that. That's not interesting. They added that to this video. So I like the local stuff for this. That was cool.
Players.
We can find out while we're at the combine what's going to be available at the draft.
Come on in.
What's up, Bob? Jared Gerson.
Dave Counts, nice to meet you, sir.
So, Dan Morgan, nice to meet you.
All right, man. Want to talk some football?
Do it.
You know, when we bring these guys in the interview setting, you know, it's finding out about their football story and how did they
Trevor
first come to
Etienne.
love football.
A big thing for me was just a legacy. I kind of just wanted to finish what I started at Arizona.
And just get to know them a little better, not only as players, but as people.
It was just like a very great pivotal point for me to, be able to be a football player, go to school and not have to worry about those external things.
I was 9 once I started playing football. Really, after then, it was like an independent journey for real.
Getting to know these guys
Princely, I think,
more intimately as people.
I was born in Nigeria, but when we initially moved to America, I was still a baby at the time.
Because if you're going to miss on a guy, it's usually because you don't know the guy good enough.
Any little thing that I can do to beat my opponent in front of me for 4 quarters.
You feel good about the guy that you're bringing in as a player, but sometimes you miss on the person. So we try to be as thorough as possible there.
How you guys doing?
that's what they're looking for. So they talked about consistently before the draft on several interviews how important it is not just to find a good football player, but good people. People that you want in the locker room is so important. So that this isn't surprising at all.
Anything in the morning.
You know, just thank everybody involved in the draft process. A lot of good collaboration, communication between everybody. You know, excited to just continue building and adding competition to the roster. You know, we're going to be able to introduce our first round pick next Friday, keep pounding drum and just kind of introduce them to the fans.
That suggests, Dan, that you're definitely going to pick in the first round.
Yeah, we're going to be there.
How comfortable would you be in a potential trade back scenario?
I don't really want to get into specifics on like where I would trade back to, but I think all options would be on the table.
This was the interview where I felt like Dan Morgan and a lot of people were like, he's spilling the beans, because he was like, he talked about being stuck at 8. He didn't want to be stuck at 8, how he just wanted to trade back. And so, yes, that's going to open a lot of doors for people to call and say, hey, we're looking to trade up. What is it going to take? Right. And you do want to keep all of your options open, but this was a really good smokescreen because they look like they really wanted to trade back. And again, hopefully this comes up later in the video, but the Rams are willing to trade up, right? We had a trade partner and they look like they didn't really want to trade back. So this was a huge smokescreen. And I believe that too. I'm like, dude, like everybody in the fan base, on Twitter, everywhere was talking about how we need to trade back because a lot of the talent outside of what I feel like was the consensus of the blue chip players were Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, and Mason Graham. And outside of that, the talent level was pretty much the same throughout the first like 25, 35 picks. Was very close, very similar. So it's interesting that I'm glad that they put that in there because a lot of people thought like, oh man, I feel like that Dan talks too much. This was a huge smokescreen.
Welcome to the 2025 NFL Draft in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Round 1 of the NFL Draft starts tonight, and fans all over the country are eager to see who their favorite teams will pick.
I think anytime we go into the draft, we want to draft the best player available. So what we did in free agency, it definitely set us up to take the best guy.
I think they need another young wide receiver in this room, maybe learning behind Thielen.
Trade down if you want to, maybe get a few picks and then pick a guy. Jalen Walker from Georgia.
They are adding a lot of the local podcasters. That's really cool because they're showing you that they listen to legit podcasters, Panther podcasters. They're listening to what we're saying and what we're thinking, that we're translating that to our fans or our viewers that are watching our content, and they're wait, all these people think this good. Okay, this is the narrative that's out there. This is the narrative we want because this is what we have in the room. I like this is really cool that they add local podcasters on this video. One, I think it's kind of giving back, but two, it's also showing in this video what the narrative was.
Go wide receiver and go all in with supporting Bryce Young.
There was this clear thought that we were going to pick a defensive player.
Yeah.
This team needs to draft and
half the fan base wanted Jalen Walker. The other half fan base wanted T-Mac. That's pretty much what it was, or like some other defensive player as far as outside of Jalen Walker.
Build up their defense.
And then we had an idea of where players were going to be available. Kind of use that to our advantage.
Yeah.
People think like draft day, it's so stressful, but you know what? Like we put the work in, we feel really confident about our evaluations and what we do. I think draft day is just executing. Like it's a fun time. We enjoy being together and just kind of talking, and it's part of the fun.
What do you think's going to happen?
I think 7 players are going to get picked before we pick.
Smart.
8. Travis.
There you go.
Brant's my right-hand man. We talk every day about 50 times a day, always strategizing, always bouncing ideas off each other.
What would you take to trade? Cleveland.
He's always going to have that voice of reason. He's not afraid to share his opinion. So just to have him there and, and not have a bunch of yes men in there, it's great to have him.
Yeah, I like that how they work together. How Brant knows the numbers, he knows all the analytical stuff as far as the trades, the contract, everything. Right? Dan is more of the scouting GM, and he obviously has the final say. But Brant Tillis is also the analytical guy. So I love the combination of these two, and you're really starting to see their vision together shape into what the Panthers are now, or what they're starting to become, and what they are now.
What kind of socks do you have on? These are donuts. This is the most thoughtful gift I've ever received in my life.
Why?
because my daughter went to the Hanukkah bazaar at our synagogue, and she was given whatever it was, $20 to get gifts for everyone. And so like she walked around and picked out a pair of donut socks because she knows that I like donuts. We go out for donuts together, and she knows I like to wear fun socks.
The 2025 NFL Draft is now officially open.
Oh boy, here we go.
Here we are with the Titans now 30 seconds in.
I would think day one would probably be the least most stressful. Like there's the most anticipation, but probably the least stressful, especially when you're top 10. I feel like outside of that, it's more like not outside of the first round. Now you're really locked in, and that's where a lot of moving pieces take shape. I feel like the first round, it's not as chaotic, even though it can be.
This should be Cam Ward from all intents and purposes.
So whenever you trade out of 8, you have to assume that that's whoever we want.
Mhm.
You're going to have to decide what you do.
No, that's what I'm saying.
To pass up our guys.
It has to be up like a book.
Yeah.
We're not just going to give it a
Right.
Yeah. My favorite part of the draft is just kind of seeing who's there and like if your predictions were, as good as you thought they were going to be.
It's like a 2-point
Compared to
favor for
your
us
peers. That's cool.
on the NFL chart.
Okay. Yeah, let me check it out and then I'll okay. Good. I think they won our guy.
They do.
So it has to be no matter what person, you think you're going to draft, you always feel like somebody else is going to take them because you get paranoid.
The Cleveland Browns have traded the second pick to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
That was shocking, by the way.
They traded 1, 2, and 4, and next year's 1 for 2, 4, and 6.
Then you got to figure the Browns are going to take a tackle. Nobody's has it stacked the same. So once we saw T-Mac there, obviously the excitement was there.
Because I heard they also like Mason Graham.
Good. Perfect. Either way.
Okay, so that's interesting. So whenever they picked T-Mac, so obviously they picked T-Mac in the first round, Dave Canales mentioned how, at least how I interpreted when he said this was, once we saw Mason Graham off the board, we knew T-Mac was our guy. So I interpret that as Mason Graham was their guy, then T-Mac was after that. This just showed me that T-Mac was above Mason Graham. So that's interesting.
Either way.
With the 5th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Mason Graham.
We had some trade discussions going on at the time, but I was kind of hoping that the trade would fall through because I really wanted to take T-Mac. O-line or tight end at 7, so our guys going to be.
Let's just hold off and see if the Rams fall.
Yeah.
I'm wired, and you guys can see it on the blueprint video. Like, I want to trade up, I want to trade back. I just want action. When Mason got picked, I knew we were going to have an opportunity to trade our pick. We had action.
It's kind of big for us. No pressure though. It's fine. I'm fine.
So the Rams wanted to come up, and when you're coming up from that far, or you're moving that far back, the compensation becomes a lot trickier.
And for me, if you're going from 8 to 26, take away the swap pick. The swap pick, because some people are like, oh, you gave up 2 first rounds. Like, no, one is a swap. Even after the swap, going from 8 to 26, you better give me 2 first round picks. You better give me one in 2026 and in 2027, and you better give me at least 2 seconds to move up that far. That's a huge jump. So I better get outside of the swap again, 2 firsts, 2 seconds. That's what my guess is as far as what the Panthers and Dan Morgan were looking for. And I know with the Rams, they had pick 26, and then they the hard part about this one, so looking at this, the Rams had the number 26 overall pick, so that would be a pick swap. So there has to be, and you wouldn't really get anything this year like this past draft, they had 2/3. So outside of that pick swap, you just got 2 extra thirds for this season. That's a no. So that tells me you better give me 2026 first and second, 2027 first and second, and give me one of those thirds. That's my guess as far as what they asked to move that far ahead from 8 to 26, and you have to go back to 26. That's what I would ask for. If you were we were just swapping first, and you just give me one first and a second, no.
Do you know what you want to do? Mm-hmm. I can tell you something. I do.
Let's see if they mention what the
what's up, man?
Trade is here.
Just sitting here. What do you got?
Before we went on the clock, before the draft even started on Thursday, like we had it figured out, like, okay, it's going to take this for us to move back to 26.
What is this?
So hang on.
If they don't mention this, I wonder if they're going to leak it.
We're on the clock, and the Rams are asking, hey, do you guys want to do this trade?
All right, let me call you back. All right, fine. What did they say on their side?
We had a little bit of trade stuff going on that we were kind of working through. You know, they would have had to give us the moon for us to trade out of that spot.
It's still not the same deal we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was no different than free agency or even doing an extension. Like, I'm just following a script and a plan.
I was like, compare with this one.
Yeah.
Would you do this right now?
Yeah. No.
You would?
Oh.
The one we offered.
Yeah.
Would you do this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Either they'll do it or
yeah,
we're just going to call it.
Okay. We will do the thing that Dan had proposed. Okay, cool.
So they're not leaking that information. Hopefully that information will leak then, because it was leaked with the Brian Burns trade like 9 months, year later we found out. So eventually we'll find out, I think. But to me, you better give me 2 first, 2 seconds, and a third for this past draft. But they didn't leak that information though.
All right, they're talking about.
Like, I could feel my heart pounding. Eric leaned over to me and he was like, this is like a multi-million-dollar decision for us. I'm like, okay, great. Thank you.
There's 2 minutes left. You know, I remember looking up at the clock when he didn't get picked at 7 and he was there. Like, it was like, boom.
We already knew what we were going to do. It was just a question of, was it going to happen?
Hey. Okay. Cool. All right. Bye. They're out.
All right. See, Matt. Let's go.
Let's go. That has to be a fun process, though. It's got to be fun.
What's up, man? This is Dan Morgan with the Carolina Panthers, man. How you doing?
Hey, I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it, man. Let's get it. Let's go. Hey, Nalo, this is Coach Canales speaking of Cowboys. Let's go, man.
Hey, we bleed blue. Come on, Carson, let's do it.
Let's go. Hey, man, we're so excited, bro. I can't even tell you, man. This is awesome. You put in the work. You deserve this moment. So I'm fired up to work with you, brother.
Yeah, I'm ready, man. I appreciate y'all giving me the opportunity.
With the 8th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Teteroa McMillan.
I'm not gonna lie, I was somewhat disappointed when this
receiver,
happened, but
Arizona.
I'm excited about this though.
If you're a guy who makes over 150 grand a year, but you're so out of shape that you're embarrassed to take your shirt off at the pool.
All right, let's do Ted.
League ball skills, everybody can go, backing out of anybody, anything.
The playmaker, the difference maker just jumps off the tape. And then you get to meet the guy, and then you just fall in love with him there too.
I absolutely love this one.
Phenomenal talent. Excellent pick. You want to help your quarterback? This is how you do it.
Let's score some touchdowns, Rob. What do you say?
Teteroa McMillan, the wide receiver.
I knew they were going to take you.
That was supposed to be our pick.
He helps this team
Remember seeing that
in a big way.
How you like that, Bryce?
Cowboys won at T-Mac.
Hey, Bryce, you're not getting a Christmas present now. You already got it, okay?
Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, the Cali connection is going to be something different, I promise.
He's got everything you wanted to receive, the body control, the vertical, everything you need.
Super competitive and passionate about what he does. So, yeah, we fell in love with him.
Quick pass
McMillan turns the corner, loses his defender. Now he's off to the races.
So he just fits the bill of what you want to push the details of this offense forward.
I heard you like big receivers. Come on, Rob. Let's go, man.
Yeah, man, I just feel, just really, just finally knowing what team I get to play for. Man, I'm just blessed. I'm super grateful for this opportunity. But that facility, they gave me nothing but good energy, good vibes, cool peoples. Definitely some of that people that I can mesh with. So I'm just looking forward to coming to Charlotte tomorrow and seeing everybody.
I feel like it was hitting me most last night when I saw everybody in my family wearing a hat. I was like,
so
oh,
cool,
damn.
man.
Like, we
Dream
really
come
got
true.
picked 8. I was like, we could really go into Carolina. That's crazy. Me being the first, not only Polynesian, but the first person to put the lay on the commissioner, it's honestly a blessing. I'm super glad that we did it, and hopefully, we start a trend.
Congratulations, Team Mac. Looking forward to you to play this season, buddy.
How you doing, sweetheart? Welcome to the family.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We're so happy to have you. So happy.
It's been surreal getting that phone call, walking up on stage, putting the hat on, to flying in this morning to Charlotte. I'm super grateful, super blessed just to be in the position I am, man, and I'm so thankful. I'm looking forward to catching the ball from Bryce, having one-on-one battles in practice with JC Horn. This is home, man, and shoot, I'm ready to get after it.
Your skill set for sure.
What's up, bro? Oh, appreciate you, man.
Come on, man.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Coach?
Welcome home, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Welcome home.
Appreciate
Got
it.
some for you, too, a little Carson style.
Oh, all right. How you doing?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Welcome to the fam, bro.
Man, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. Oh, yeah. Oh, damn. That's the one. That's hard, boy. Yee. Y'all see this? It look right. Don't it look right? It's ooh. Oh, this hard, boy. Oh yeah, this the one, y'all. Got that faux on. Ooh. And I got my bro next to me. What up, my boy? How you doing?
That's good, bro.
You good?
Bro, so happy. Man.
Appreciate it, bro.
So happy.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations, man.
Appreciate it, bro. Hey, how I look better than you when you when you came here today?
No, I'm playing, bro. You look fine.
How you doing though?
Oh, good, man.
You over here training and stuff?
Yeah, we just started. This was phase 1.
Oh, that's hard. Yeah, no, bro, I'm ready to get to it, boy.
Bro.
I ain't gonna lie to you, boy.
Bro, I'm excited, man.
I'm ready to get to it.
Bro, it's gonna be.
We gotta do something this year.
Bro,
we gotta light it up.
It's a lot of good people, good dudes.
Yeah.
Charlotte's a good city. I'm excited for you to get to be around it.
I keep telling them, man, that Cali to Cali connection gonna be different.
Facts.
Boy, good to see you. So I'll be out here soon, ready to get active. What up, bro?
man?
Come on, man. That's for you.
How you doing?
How you
It's
doing?
good to have you,
All
bro.
right, appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Looking clean, man.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
It does seem like a good group of people, to be honest.
Good, man. Y'all ready for the second round today?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, man. Get some more ballers.
Yeah, I was about to say I need some teammates, man.
Yep.
I need some more teammates.
Yeah, we'll get you, man.
I like that.
Dan Morgan does seem like a good, genuine dude, though.
This brilliant device keeps your home cool in summer.
What is this,
even during
ad
heat
number
waves
4?
and power outages. It's smaller than a lunchbox.
We've got receivers, we've got edge rushers, we've got tight ends. There's a few running backs you're going to hear early on tonight. There are starters out there and plenty of them. So I I love this portion of the draft, and in this draft particularly, this is where teams can really make some noise.
All right. See how these guys come off the board.
Yeah, they're thinking edge right now.
I think day 2, the initial feel is, hey, we got to get some pass rushers.
Yep.
We knew that there was the potential for us to double dip as well. I'm going to say that Princely is going to be there with the I'm calling. I'm not going to risk it, but I'm calling. Yeah. I think it'll work itself out organically, but we'll see. All right.
So, was he willing to trade up to go to the second if depending on how the board fell and get out of the third to pick up Princely? So did he view Princely as a second round pick?
Deal. This trade is fairly painless trade. So yeah, that's good.
Dave Tepper is an unbelievable resource to have in the draft room. He is a trader by nature.
What if we got in the third round Princely was still there and we got 2 edge rushers? That'd be cool. That'd be cool. To have him next to you, he's really there as a good sounding board, somebody that's really smart in his field of work, and somebody that you can really bounce ideas off of from a business perspective. Yeah, that'd be a good pick in the third. Sitting there with Mr. Tepper, Brand, and Coach Canales, like us 4 in a row. We enjoy being together and just kind of talking and working out scenarios, and it's part of the fun.
All right, we got a trade. We
Just
got a
don't lean on
trade here.
Tepper
The
too
Las
much.
Vegas
Stick
Raiders
with
have traded the 37th
Grant
pick
Tillis,
to
but-
the Miami Dolphins.
Excited that we drafted a good player at 8. I did feel that we had to do more for our defense.
For
So
sure.
far, so good. So what are the odds
yeah, I
right
saw that.
now?
I saw that. It's good. No,
One of
you know what? I
those-
hope it does drive
To make it to our pick,
One of
That's my
those
boy?
3
Your
edge
boy?
rushers.
Your boy you're talking about?
Yeah,
about 50-50.
I'd take that. 50-50.
Eric Eager, Vice President of Football Analytics. Ian Benny and Mike do really good work for us.
He does a great job, formulating all these mock drafts and probabilities on who's going to be there.
We're not making decisions based on the numbers that those guys are giving us. What we are doing is we're just understanding risk. Hey, what are the odds that one of those 2 guys gets to 85?
Put in all 4 of those guys and see what 85 is. All the defensive players on the
So
board.
there's only 1 draft. So now we're just trying to make a risk assessment off of that. We're not saying like, oh, okay, well, we didn't get him, but next time we will. Like, no, we won't. If Nick Scorton goes before we're able to draft, we never get Nick.
With the 44th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Donovan Ezeraku, defensive end.
And that's who I really thought they really wanted, to be honest with you. Once he came off the board, this is when you saw a lot of the edge rushers come off the board. Donovan Ezeraku had a lot of production, and I felt like once they saw him and a few others, they knew they had to trade up.
Then Boston College.
So there's the first edge rusher. So now if the dominoes fall to these edge guys, I think if you feel a couple edge guys kind of coming off the board, which there was, we decided to trade up and go get our guy.
Yep.
There's like this quote that I've heard it from Bill Polian. I don't know who else said it. I'm sure a lot of people said it, but it's let the board speak to you.
Come on, 5th receiver.
And there are times where like you don't need to trade up, and you saw us take advantage of those opportunities in the later rounds where we just kind of let the players come to us. But when you have opportunities to get pass rushers that affect the game like Nick and like Princely, like you can only sit on your hands for so long.
EJ looks good. I just want to check EJ one more time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The first thing that jumps off the tape is how hard he plays. He's got the play style that you want. Every play, he's running to the ball. He's giving a maximum effort.
He just said he can score.
And I know they like him.
I
know he's got a little bit more twitch in his body. So.
Yeah. You talk about the word passion. It's a guy that you can see the passion just kind of jumping out on the tape. He's one of my
Yep. So scoring, all positive this kid character-wise. Spent through a lot of adversity growing up, but you would never know it. You get the same message with both schools about this kid. He's all ball. You're going to love how he's wired. He's ultra competitive. See this guy be a really good addition to our team and our locker room.
He is going to be competitive. Like, some guys are trying to beat you. He wants to hurt the guy across from him. That's the way he wants to play.
You kind of get a little squeamish in your seat because you're like, man, I really want this guy. So yeah, when he kept falling a little bit, we were like, hey, let's go get our guy.
Now we're starting to. Yeah, now it's when we got to think about.
Let's get our guy. Should we do it?
I would take him. To me, maybe day one, he's behind Pat Jones. I think he's got the ability to become a starter for us.
Only scored.
How much is Evero going to allow these rookies to contribute? I get that they have to start behind. You have Pat Jones, and the other one is DJ Wanham. You got to let them earn their reps, but also like you got to give them reps too. So
I like the way he's trending. I felt the most just edge juice out of him. The athlete, the bend, the corner turn.
When JT and Ezeraku were selected, it did create some urgency to trade up for Nick. And so that's when we knew, all right, we got to work our way up here and find the right trade that works for us so that we can maintain.
As you guys can tell, Uni is no longer eating kibble and has since switched to a fresh food diet, all thanks to Ollie.
Our 2025 draft.
Hey, what's up?
Would you guys be interested in moving back?
He's on the phone. He's on the phone with you right now.
I sent John a text with a trade offer. I was curious if you guys were interested in it.
Really, I'd rather not do the straight up pick 114, you know? Especially we got 2 edge rushers left on board.
Let me call you right back.
All right.
You see Dan's play style come out during the draft.
So you're saying 114? I'll circle back with you once we kind of see if our guys there or not. You know, I think it's just a feel.
He's reading his keys and he sees the hole and he takes it. And he's very clear on what he wants.
Okay, well, he's going to call me back. Hey, we're out unless it's our deal. Here, do you want me to call Denver? We've got a good trade out to Denver, too.
Yeah, call Denver.
You're on the clock. Okay. Cool. All right, we're good. All right, cool. Thanks, Rich. Bye.
Yeah.
Is that done? Yeah, it's done.
Let's go.
I love that video.
Our fans are going to be excited.
Hopefully, can get back to that Purdue production.
What do you weigh right now?
I'm at 270.
270.
Yes, sir.
There needs to be
I've
260.
always been able to look 270. Sophomore, I got a new strength coach, man. He got me big. Like, I had big legs, but I wasn't feeling up top there, man. And he, worked me out. I was moving around well, and they had no problem with it.
I got no problem with you to run like that.
Sir, man, I appreciate it.
He's a guy that we felt really good about. We actually had a first-round grade on him.
Really, it's about price. What is it going to cost us to get up? And again, understanding like what are we giving up on our board to move up and get this player. For Princely, the price was right where we got him.
Walking away with.
You still have your 2-4s
tonight.
You still have your 2-4s. You have 2-5s.
Trading up to get Princely, kind of the same thing with Nick. We felt like it was a prime opportunity for us to trade up, get 2 of the best that we felt were 2 of the best edge guys in the class.
If you want Princely, we got to.
Yeah, we got
do need
to.
to jump to.
Let's just go. Let's get him. Brandon Beamer. He said, if y'all want to come up, it would be for 114 with the same Brand City.
They want more.
So you talk to Kansas City again, Brent? They want to keep their pick?
They're picking. They're 3-3.
It feels like we should just stay patient. Where's Elliot? What's up, bro?
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
Is your guy still available as far as you know?
Yeah, he is. Yep.
Okay. All right. So I think we would consider moving here.
Okay.
I'll call you when we're on the clock.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Okay, what are the odds that one of those 2 guys gets to 85? 41%. I'd be trading up.
Let's do it. I don't think I got that mock draft scenario one time. Like, I didn't think it was possible that we could get
That is really
T-Mac,
cool.
Scorton, and Princely,
Now
1, 2, 3.
Let's see if it
Hey,
comes
what's up?
to fruition and
We good?
be productive.
77 for 85 and
So it's good that they can be able to get these players that they find, that they value, and be able to execute and get these guys. And now it's up to Dave Canales Evero to let it translate to the field.
6.
Correct.
Okay.
We'll call it in.
Early,
the speed that he brings off the edge, his ability to bend. He's got a wicked spin move. He can do a lot of cool things.
He was sticking on the board like a sore thumb, and so we just went up and got him as well.
With the 77th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Princely Umanmielen.
Why y'all take so long, man?
Yeah, there you go. Hey, I'm going to pass you off to our owner, Mr. Tepper.
Hey, Princely, how you doing?
I'm gonna have to break y'all pockets in like 3-4 years.
I hope
we didn't
so.
want to miss that opportunity, and we went up and got him. And, thank God we did.
I'm loving that Dan Morgan is cooking, and look at what we got. So this draft, oh my God.
Another podcaster. That's awesome.
I am liking what Dan Morgan and Dave Canales is building here in Carolina. Shout out to Dan Morgan, Dave Canales.
PNP.
Okay, Dan Morgan.
This is awesome. I love that they're putting the local. That's so cool. That's awesome, man. They're it's their way of like giving back to the YouTubers, the podcasters that are covering this team. That's really cool. So they listen. That's awesome.
I see what you did. Dan,
I shout out PNP here because that's my favorite. That was my favorite podcast to listen to before I started my own. They're actually that podcast is the reason why I'm starting podcasting. It's funny because whenever I watch Rashad and Dave, I feel like I agree with Rashad like 98% of the time, and so my thoughts with certain things and topics that they bring up in their show, I would think a certain way, and sure enough, Rashad would, and I'm like, I really want to be able to voice my opinion. So shout out to PNP. They are the reason why I'm covering starting podcasting with the Panthers. So shout out to PNP. The great podcast.
Dan Morgan has been cooking so far. He has been locked, loaded, and focused on this draft.
Dan Morgan, I appreciate everything you're doing for the Carolinas. I see the vision.
Easy A+, my favorite class in the entire league.
Man, they really...
I'm cooking here.
They really are shouting out all the different podcasters. That's awesome.
Doubting this move.
Nick Scorton and Princely were they were going in the first round. That's how good a talent they are. Dane Morgan absolutely cooked today.
I try not to look at a lot of that. I have people send me stuff, but
that's cool.
Don't give me the credit. Like I don't want the attention. I just want to do the work and go have fun and win football games.
You know what's in your cheap protein powder?
So they definitely
here to
listen
tell us is all natural fitness
to the
athlete Paul
podcasters for
Scott.
sure.
All right, let's see.
For sure.
All right. Guys ready to go home?
That's super cool. Shout out to the Panthers for doing that, man.
Good night. Really good night.
Woke up on day 3 and I texted Dan and Dave and I asked them who are the players who we would take over Trevor Etienne, and there weren't many.
How many of those teams need running backs?
He's gonna be a good returner. He's gonna be a good returner and a solid back. We like him, and he may be there.
I don't want to force it either.
One of those safeties will be there 122.
Okay.
Let's just see this. If they're both on the board,
yeah.
When we're picking, let's just roll the dice. Go with the numbers. Hopefully, there are guys there.
You want to go best player. And the great thing about the analytical tools that we have is we were able to understand there are pockets of the draft where there are going to be good players at different positions available. Right. So how do we best navigate the whole draft?
How many teams
114
in between 114 and 122 need a safety?
What are both safeties at 122 together?
Well, Ransom's about a coin flip.
I was like 95% that one of them is there.
I love Ransom. I'll take either or. We had our eyes on a couple safeties that we like, but when you're looking at your board and, a guy's kind of standing out like Trevor was, you have to follow your board. It's just draft the best players. That's what we said. That's just my feeling.
Cool. I'm with it.
All right, let's
start with the running backs.
We got to figure out where Etienne's going to go.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see. Because he'd be a freaking great pick.
Through football, I learned so much, and like it's done so much for my family, and that's really like a big reason why I love the game. Running the ball came natural. You know, I watched my brother do it. We watched a lot of like Leonard Fournette, those guys growing up.
Pick that the Cowboys would have had here, but instead went to Carolina, and it's Trevor Etienne, the running back out of Georgia.
Good feel, good vision. He's elusive in space.
And obviously his brother plays for Jacksonville. And
That's
yes,
right.
Carolina and Jacksonville.
Week 1, us against Jacksonville, him and his brother. That'd be cool.
Jacksonville do play each other.
His
in
brothers gonna play a little bit more than
2025.
Trevor.
We're lucky. We got the running back. It's going on the run now. You know, we got Trevor Etienne, and then we got Lathan Ransom, 2 guys that we were really high on.
You know what's cool about Lathan? Yeah. National champ. National champ.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. Well, we're excited to get you up here, man. Get to work.
I'm ready to get to work.
All right, man.
In our eyes, you know, it couldn't have went too much better.
See how
than
you
what
use
it
them,
did.
Evero.
Going
Got
through
a
all the
lot to prove this
scenarios
year.
and guys that we thought we were going to be able to get, as opposed to who we got. I think we were all like ecstatic.
I felt like things were going well. Yeah.
We got a lot of names on the board. We got 3 picks left. How are we going to pick 3 guys from this list of players?
Easy. He plays well. He's like Bobby.
And he can play 4 eye, he can play 5.
With the 140th
Cam
pick,
Jackson.
the Carolina Panthers select Cam Jackson.
Man, that looks a whole lot better.
What's in?
Depth chart.
Cool.
It's a big dude. Our front's pretty big. We were able to get, you know, Mitchell Evans there in the 5th round, Cam Jackson there in the 5th round, guys that we thought a lot higher of them than where we actually drafted them.
All right, how many people with you over there?
Oh gosh, 20, 30.
You excited?
He's going to have an opportunity with
I'm pumped. Brother.
Tommy Tremble out for a while.
Day, so I'm ready.
Good job, bud.
All right, one more.
Loving this draft, man.
One more.
Loving this draft.
You think about Horn.
Excited for this year.
Jimmy Horn. I mean, he fits like the DNA. He's tough.
He's a returner, too.
Oh,
Yeah.
How'd it go?
Little Miami personality on the team. I'd rather call Jimmy Horn from another kid's going to be fired up. He's going to give you everything when it comes to it. And he's fast. That's who I'm convicted on. That's who I'm convicted on. This would be awesome.
Hello.
Hey, Jimmy.
What's up?
What's up, man? This is Dan Morgan with the Carolina Panthers.
When you see the totality of a draft, you see all of the organization coming together to bring players onto our team.
Hey, we're going to take you here at pick 208, all right?
Yes, Lord. What's done already?
Let's go, man.
That starts with the scouts who are doing it in August when we're at training camp, and they're doing it in November when we're in Germany. They're always working to find players that will make our roster better.
I graduated with a bachelor's in pastoral theology, and I work
Hopefully
in
the
the
last
position here that I'm
ad
at
here.
as an assistant pastor.
How'd it go, bud? You nervous?
No, it's first conference. Oh, are you Jimmy Horn's guy? I am. Just do
slower.
this. Think of what you would normally do and do the exact opposite. Do not be yourself.
Breathe and talk slower than you think.
3rd year in Carolina, 3rd draft. It's just each year's, special in its own way. And I was just, super excited for this year's to be a part of it.
Our scouts make this whole process go. They're the ones who are on the road for 150 nights a year.
So many hours away from their families, so many hours in hotel rooms, and
driving 3 to 4 hours a day to understand who these players are and how they'll fit on our roster.
really good scouting group, a group
Built to
that
one
I'm
day,
really
one
proud
weekend.
of, and we couldn't do it without them.
Our scouts crushed it.
Nice job, guys.
Yeah.
Successful.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm ready to go practice. Hey, thanks, Dave. It's fun.
I'm excited about the players who we drafted. It's fun to talk about all this stuff, but at the end of the day, it's on the players.
every year we have this
That's right.
opportunity to go in there and to challenge our roster. You know, we got guys that fit our culture and the play style that we're looking for.
All right, though, man. Feels good to be here, man. I'm ready to go.
With our draft class this year, you know, you feel really good, the initial feeling, but then the players got to go out there. They got to make the plays. They got to do their part. We all got to put the work in. If we're not going to put the work in, the results aren't going to come.
The grind starts now. You know, it's only the beginning, and shoot, I'm ready to get after it.
Hold on, but how you doing?
The work's never done. You know, we're never one player away or two players away. We're never satisfied. We're never going to be satisfied. At the end of the day, we'll see where the chips fall. And, you know, I think if we do put the work in, I think those chips will fall in a good way.
All right. Well, I thought that was really good. I thought they did a good job piecing everything together. I thought it was really well put together. I'm excited about this draft class. I really, this was really the first year that I really got in depth with a lot of the players, not just the ones that we drafted, but the overall. I would say like 100 plus players that I looked at before the draft, and I feel like we came away from this draft like A plus. A lot of us have us graded that along that to like A, B plus. And what they did is not only did they get really good players, but they're getting players that could possibly have a starting job or a starting role, and you know, compete. That's what they want to do, is be able to really challenge the roster. And I feel like every one of those picks, we can do that. Yeah, obviously, T-Mac is going to be starting. Will he be 1 or 2? I think he's 2 right now. You have Nick Scorton that's going to be behind DJ Wanham, and you're going to have Princely behind Patrick Jones. And it's just, not only are you challenging the roster, but also you're adding a lot of depth. And that's what we were really missing, is even our starters were like, but now it would, especially defensively, but now going in free agency and getting really good solid players, and then adding good solid depth behind those players, and allowing them to learn and grow behind those starters is what you want. And you want to be able to do that every year. Every year you want to be able to add good solid players that's going to give you that's going to have an opportunity to make the roster, because that's what you want to do. Is you want to be able to, because yes, the draft is about best player available, but also if you have like 6 solid wide receivers, and you have a wide receiver that you pick that is really good and make most of the NFL teams, but if you already have receivers that are better than him, or you know what I mean, like part of it is best player available, but part of it, can they make your roster? So that's what you have to weigh. And I feel like they did a really good job. They executed really well. So shout out to the Panthers. Really good blueprint episode. I'm interested to see when the next one will come out. Usually it's slowly throughout the off season. I'm assuming there'll be one right around like maybe a little bit before training camp, and one right after training camp. So I believe they do 3. So really good video. So just want to react to it, want to watch it. That was really good. They always do a good job making those. So again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys thought of the blueprint episode. And most likely going to do another video this week. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to talk about. I am going to be doing a video again, whether it's the next episode or a couple after, about how we stack up in the NFC South. That's something that I've been slowly kind of adding and putting together and more in depth. It'll be more in depth, comparison of us as a team and the NFC South with the Bucks, Saints, and the Falcons. So again, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate all your support, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.